afternoon. Happy Independence Day. My name's John Quinn. Welcome to the rededication of the Danish Cemetery and the Unknown Soldier. This project started while just driving into town one day from 355 and just being saddened by the stones and everybody was crooked and some of the stones were tipped over. And I mean, St. Matthew's took care of this place for years and years, but it's quite a monumental task to take care of all that other stuff. So we appreciate all their help, and with Mark Bradner and this just transformation of this place. It's awesome. So my wife Ruthie always teases me when I say I need a project. So this is one of my projects. And to get the project going, I had to find somebody crazy enough to jump in with me. But the next day, we stopped for a beer at Tom's place, and John Gauchis was there. So it was a case closed. It all worked out. I found a crazy guy that was willing to go the mile with me. The original plan was to replace the flagpole, remount the fallen tombstones, and level and clean up around the unknown soldier's plot. The Lions Club and the VFW jumped in from the start. The rest is history. It seems like after we started, almost every organization in town, businesses and in the whole town stepped in to volunteer. You'll hear many contributions today. Special thanks to my wife Ruthie for putting up with me, who's also involved in this project. She printed out the itinerary that you're in, and it was an honor working alongside all of you, and I appreciate your many contributions and hours of volunteer. I'd like to mention, I'm going to mention this spot, the individual exceptional volunteers, and I think John will get to the organizations later on. But Corey Schroeder, he's the tombstone guy. He helped us out with all of that. Dennis Montero showed up on all work days. He's awesome. Doug from the village, Doug Ruskowski, unbelievable. Eric, L.C. Peterson's grandson, donated that piece of rock. He said it's part of my grandma up here. So that came from the foundation of the building they're building downtown. Gary Henry and Hoppy's crew, unbelievable. Equipment, dirt, mulch, everything, it's unbelievable. Jason Berry from the village, he helped us out from day one with the flagpole. Jason Kuhn from the Park District, unbelievable, helped us out with anything we needed. He was here. He's one of the key reasons this place looks this good. John and Jen Zarzicki, great friends of mine. They showed up all the work days. Ken Bielsma, he was here a couple of years ago, and he was cutting trees down, and he came out when we were doing this, and he said, hey, I'm into this. I've been here for a couple of years, and I can show you what I did. So he was kind of a historian before we even got involved. Ken Novak, you can't say enough about Ken. He's everywhere. He helps out constantly. Larry Van Berg drilled a hole in the stone to make the flagpole work. Van Berg's flagstone, he's a great friend of mine. Lemont Lions Club, I can't name all of you because you were here forever. I mean, you guys were all here. Louise Zagowski, unbelievable help with the Park District, liaison with the Park District. She helped us every way we needed. Mark Brander from St. Matthew's, awesome liaison with the church. Mike Kaspersky drove a tractor and a bobcat around here many times, moving stuff so we don't have to wheelbarrow. Mike Smallin, same. We couldn't have done it with Mike, bringing equipment here and from the township, helping out in any way we needed. Ralph and Randy and the whole village crew, we can't say enough about you, the Lemont Public Works crew. Lori from the Lions Club, she was here a lot too, and I hope I didn't forget anybody, but it's awesome. I'm so glad you guys are all here, and I'm glad to be a part of it. I'm going to introduce John Gauchis right now. He's going to talk.
Thanks, John. I guess I'm the crazy guy, but actually Ken is the one that's the craziest. He started this on his own. So we'll start out by, can everybody hear me in the back? It's the first time anybody's responded since I've been up here. I've never had a complaint from any one of the residents, and at least some of the responses were good ones, hopefully. So first off, welcome for coming. I'd like all you to know that all I had to do was put up a few tents, some chairs, and maybe some fireworks, and people would show up. If I would have done that 7 months ago, you guys, we'd be done by now. Okay? Everybody gave a great round of, everybody that showed up, I want to thank personally, because they helped me just as much as I helped them. When I was asked 18 months ago, what are you going to do when you're retired? Taking a rundown cemetery into a beautiful sanctuary was not on my bucket list. But unfortunately, one too many beers with my colleague, John Quinn, and I got sucked into it, and here we are today. I don't even drive into town this way. I live off the east end. I don't even come by here, so everybody here enjoy this. When I was asked to head this project up, I knew it was the right thing to do. My wife, Julie, said, go ahead, you're not doing anything at home. Why don't you go ahead and help? No, she really didn't say that. I just jumped on board with John. When my mother and father moved into this town, I came in kicking and screaming, literally. I was 4 months old. The memories of Budnick's candy, Little League baseball, and bowling, in the Little League baseball in the bowl, I realized I had a little great gem here in this town. And I never left. A lot of people ask me how come I never left. I said, why did you move here? Some people even say it's getting too crowded. And they've been here 30-some years now. And I said, yeah, I know. It's getting crowded. So my mother and father donated a lot of their time, so I figured it was time for me to give back to what they started. It didn't matter if it was for the refinery, the old steel mill, cleaning up after a tornado, helping out at the medical center, several schools, different clubs in town, bingo on Friday nights, or churches. All my favorite one was the taverns. Yes, the taverns. Every time I would help out at a tavern, you get a bag of chips, some candy from the liquor store, and a few kind words. As the new rock says behind me, it takes a village. Well, it's not a village, it's the community. It's the neighbors, the friends, everybody that is here somehow, some way chipped in and helped me out. So it started out real easy. We're just going to take down the old flagpole, trim up some trees, and call it a day. I thought easy peasy. John and I were like, not a problem. We could have this done in no time. Well, then it came, if you're going to do it right, do it the right way. So then we started with all the monuments. Basically, were laid over, broken. We poured concrete pads under all of them so they should stand for years to follow. Everyone said to me, what can I do? What do you want me to do? I'll give you a hand. To tell you the truth, I knew how to do it, but what to do and when to do it was the biggest problem. First off, we didn't have any material. No mulch, no dirt, and then out of the blue, this community came through. People started showing up with truckloads of dirt, truckloads of mulch. The old flag base came out of the ground. The new one went in with a large headstone that got lifted and reset. Safety was my number one concern. I told John Q at the beginning of this project, we're not digging any new graves. Nobody gets hurt up here. That was my philosophy. If you need a reason to remember what this weekend is all about, take a walk on the path. Come sit down and enjoy quietness and think back. This road used to be a dirt road. It was all horse and buggy back then when these people laid to rest here. There's a lot of thank yous to give out. Some of the key organizations, of course, John mentioned a few of them. The Lions Club, the VFW, the Village of Lemont, Public Works, Lemont Park District, the Rotary Club, the Garden Club, the Lemont Leos Club, Hoppy's Landscaping, Royal Construction, Barracks Flagstone, Homer Tree Service, St. Matthew's Church, Shamrock Monuments, and the Boy Scouts of Troop 149. There's a lot of thank yous to all those people that helped me out. There's also a couple other ones that I have to give out. To the Lemont Lions Club and the board, believing in me in January when I asked you for some funds just to change the flagpole and buy a new one. And from then on, it snowballed. The second one, I have to ask a big thank you to my wife, Julie. All the iced lattes. How come you're always up here by yourself? Doesn't anybody want to work with you? We have a joke in our house. Whenever my phone would ring, my wife would say, "It's the cemetery calling you." And I could tell by the sound of her voice whether it was this cemetery or the one I'm going to be in. So I'd like to tell you that I love you very much. Thank you for your time and effort and everything you did. And I think right now I can answer your question that you ask me every night when I get home. I think phase 1 is finally finished. Yes. Okay? So when you take a walk down the path, come up here and enjoy it. Sit in the benches, enjoy this quiet time, relax. This is your park, this is your sanctuary. Enjoy it. This is all of Lemont's. Thank you very much. So with that, I'd like to bring up my bosses. John Miller is the new president of Lemont Lions Club. And then we have Tom Drez as our 1DG district governor for the state of Illinois.
Hi, my name is John Miller. I'm the president of Lemont Lions Club, and I've been a member of the Lions Club for over 40 years. During that time period, there's been a handful of projects that I'm really proud to have been a part of. This cemetery ranks right up there with the best of them. I want to thank John Quinn and Lion John Gauchus for the honor and the privilege to be part of this restoration. I also thank all the Lions who came out to help in taking this eyesore and converting it into something that all Lamonters can be proud of. So thank you all.
Thank you, Lion John. My name is Lion Tom Drez. I am a past president of the Lions Club here in Lemont. I'm a 22-year member, and our club is just one of 60 clubs in our district. This year I am first vice district governor. Next summer I will become district governor of all 60 clubs in our district. Every one of these 60 clubs, while Lions clubs in general focus in on helping people with sight and hearing impairments, becomes part of the fabric of their towns or their community. They blend in to do whatever needs to be done, whether that be sight and hearing impairment or food drives or cemeteries or somebody's house burns down and they need immediate assistance. Anything. I know, being 22 years a member of this Lemont Lions Club, that is true. We are there always and everywhere. The new saying is, wherever there's a need, there's a lion. And I know that is definitely true here in Lemont and the other 60 clubs in our district. And Lions, you may not know, is even bigger than this. There are 450 clubs and 20,000 Lions in the state of Illinois. 1.4 million members all around the world. They're all doing the same things, blending into their communities, providing much needed community and humanitarian assistance. So, I want to hand a round of applause to the Lemont Lions Club for this cemetery project. Also, I would be remiss if I did not point out two of my predecessors. Our District 1BK has 60 clubs in it, and we have from Lemont two past district governors of our own. Lion Bill Keenan, here in the front. Bill was governor, I believe, in 2003, 2004. I was your cabinet secretary, so I should remember those years. And then we also have Lion Ken Novak, a new name you've heard here today. Stand up, Ken. He was a past district governor, 07-08, I believe. Is that right? 9-10, close enough. All right, so thanks for being here with us. And that is all I wanted to say. I believe next up is Park District.
Anything more Lemont than the fact that this all started in Tom's? I can't think of anything from that. I've been thinking of this. I actually drive by this every day when I head out of town to go to work. And I've been thinking of it a lot, and what's been coming to my mind is Village of Faith. We used to have that on our sign, and I was thinking about that, and it never meant, to me, it never meant to churches, because we certainly had the bars and that to offset all that. To me, it was the faith in our community and what our community was. And it was mentioned earlier that the town has grown. It certainly has, but I don't think the town has changed. I think the town is exactly what it was when I was growing up as a kid. And developers would come and they would donate to the park district. They bring dirt and they would sculpt the land. The Lions Club built playground equipment. Just recently I got a call from Hoppy saying, hey, I got dirt, do you guys need it? Drop it off for free at the park district, we can use it. And this very project here today, the faith of Lemont stands very strong. And I'm very proud to represent the park district and our staff. That really became a passion project for us. I know Jason's here. Jason, I want to raise your hand somewhere again. He deserves a lot of credit. He really took this on and said, we're going to make this thing right, and we're going to do it very well. And we're committed to keep cutting the grass and keeping this up. So all this work that you see here today will stay the way it is and hopefully grow. So thank you all. On behalf of the Park District, thank you to every single person that put their time and effort in to make our town just a little better. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. Mike Shackle, I'm the Lemont Township Supervisor. It's pretty much echoing a lot of what's been said here. We have such a wonderful community, and this really is a community. I mean, this is what embodies what makes Lemont a special place. From the township, really, the real credit goes to Township Highway Department, specifically Mike Smolin. Mike, raise your hand over there. Mike's also Line and Mark Latno, our Township Highway Commissioner. I'd like also to mention we have our clerk, Barb Bushman. Barb. And also our new trustee, Terry Lemon. Terry, you want to wave? Terry's in the back there. He's going like this. But really, it was it's quite an honor to be a small part of this project. But the Highway Department really stepped up here and helped out on this project. And I would echo also what Bill said, the fact that hopefully there's things that we do here down the line that really make this a true monument to those servicemen and women who've given their ultimate sacrifice for our country and our freedom and the ability to enjoy a day like this. Again, thank you on behalf of Lemont Township.
Good afternoon. What a special day today is. It's actually a special week and a special year as well. Last week, we celebrated our veterans downtown on Thursday. Today and tomorrow, obviously, we're celebrating our country's Independence Day. And this year, on June 9th, 2023, it marked our 150th anniversary of being incorporated here in our town of Lemont. So again, a very special year, very special time. Like I said, today's a very special day. We have a lot to celebrate. And being in Lemont, we know how to celebrate, right? And we should, because we have a lot to celebrate. We have basically our country, first and foremost. We have our community of Lemont. We can celebrate the men and women that made this all happen, to provide the freedom and also to represent right here the symbol of what this country stands for, the red, white, and blue. It is our flag, it's our symbol, all for one, one for all. And again, this does not happen without the service, men and women in our military, as Mike said, many that lay down their lives to protect us and give us our freedom. And we should never take that freedom for granted.
So today, this site, let me share with you a little bit of history about the Danish Cemetery. We are standing on land that was purchased to use as a burial ground back in 1892. It was purchased for $250 by members of the Old Hans Christian Andersen Lodge number 52, and was then deeded to St. Matthew's Church in 1989. Today, we are witnessing the rededication of the monument just behind us of the unknown soldier, which was found on July 1st, 1919 in the Sanitary and Ship Canal downtown. He was laid to rest with military honors and an unmarked grave, and his newly donated monument was unveiled on Memorial Day in 1932. In 1864, the American Legion Post 243 and the veterans of Foreign Wars Post 5819 joined together and installed a permanent flagpole as veteran memorials in all local village cemeteries. As always, time takes a toll on everything. And in 2023 of this year, when the idea was to replace the rusted flagpole here in the cemetery, as everyone just stated, the whole town came together. And that's what makes our community what it is today. The Danish Cemetery Beautification Project of 2023 began. And several organizations came together, several already mentioned, from the Lions Club, the VFW, St. Matthew's Church, our local businesses, our local governments, Park District, Township, Public Works. Again, this was a community project. And all these acts of contributions, again, began with faith. And they were completed here in our town. As we were just heard, it is and always will be the village of faith. So on this day, July 3rd, 2023, nearing our Day of Independence, we are all grateful for our freedom. And we remember all the sacrifices that others have made. And I am especially grateful for everyone in this village. This is a great beautification project. We have a great town, and we're going to have a great day today celebrating it. So everyone enjoy, be safe, and happy 4th of July. Next up, I believe we have Terry Duffy. Terry, there you go.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Appreciate your words. I was going to come up and give a little bit of a history lesson today of the property, but you did such a great job. It cut my thing down to about 2 minutes or 1 minute maybe, you know. Many in the audience are probably glad of that. So the old broadcasting pass at Channel 6. But it's great to be here today to see everyone for such a great, just a great event. I mean, when you look at it from so many perspectives here, from a faith perspective, from a military perspective, one of the gateways to our community here that's been for so many years that people have driven by, maybe didn't know it existed. There was all the trees were grown up higher, covering the school and the Park District. So this is just a fantastic effort. And I had a conversation with Mike Smolin a couple of minutes ago, and we said, boy, this reminds me of Old Town Lemont, back when we were in the JCs and a lot of the organizations. Everybody pulled together when we did things, and it really reminds me how so many organizations and people's busy lives and individuals and businesses and taxing bodies, everybody to get together and pull the rope in the same direction and to get this result is really makes me proud to be a Lemonter. And again, thanks so much for everyone being there. Thank you to so many people from St. Matthew Cemetery that's here. This has been a load to take care of, but to have the village and the people all come together to do the same thing, we sincerely appreciate it. from the bottom of our hearts, and this is going to be a beautiful thing as it goes forward even. So thanks again for coming out. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and thanks to everyone that's been here today. Okay, I'd like to introduce Lemont VFW Post 5819, Commander Bob Rose. Say a few words.
Good afternoon. I'd like to give you a warning. There will be a rifle salute. Those of you who have hearing aids and want them turned down, it will be loud. It's the M1 Duran we're firing today, the staple of World War II. While equipped with the blank fire adapter, they are loud. Thank you. I would like to thank, and auxiliary too, I'd like to thank all the organizations that came together and put this project, made it come to fruition. Now those that were here before can rest even more peacefully in this beautiful restored cemetery. I would now like to turn your attention to the monument of the unknown soldier. The unknown soldier and all those who experience the loneliness, apprehension, fear, and the horrors of war. We now offer this tribute to honor their sacrifice. God bless. Rest well, comrades. Officer to die!
Squad, 110, hut. Forward, arm. Half-right, face. Safety, up. Prepare to fire. Safety, on. Half left, face. Squeeze ahead, arm.
We're going to have everybody come back on the first weekend of May. Since we started this year in May, we're going to have a community cleanup up here. Back in this corner over here, the Lions Club members, Kenny Novak, myself, two others, gentlemen, Rick Ledley was here. We basically made hot dogs, chips, and pop and water. And we're going to do a community cleanup. Everybody that's here is welcome to come back and help out. Thank you again. Thanks for coming. Please enjoy.